Today I'm here to talk about a new workout that I'm doing. We're going to go to a pool because it is a water workout. I've struggled with my weight for many years. I'm a former athlete. When I was an athlete, I bulked up a lot, and then of course as you get lazy on into your elder years, I'm getting ready to turn 49, then you do struggle with weight. And you know, the thing you want to do as a former athlete is you want to lose the weight, but you also want to keep your muscles fit. I got up to 377 pounds, and so I've got some video I'm going to show you of what I looked like then. This is what I look like now at roughly 295, so you can see I'm still a big guy. You know, the thing I think skinny people don't know when they try to tell you how to work out is how hard it is for a heavy person to do the skinny exercises. So I'm here to tell you that water and elliptical training for me is the great equalizer. I do elliptical training, and it's basically, it's almost like you're walking in sand. You don't really have any pounding on your joints at all, and you can burn a lot of calories that way. But you can't really work your muscles really well unless you're lifting weights or something. And now my weightlifting started causing me to have shoulder problems, particularly pull downs for some reason were really hurting my shoulders. And also, you know, I guess the press is overhead, pec deck stuff. I started pulling muscles right up in here, so I quit lifting weights about maybe a year ago. And but you know, I mean, I still seem to have a lot of muscle. I'm not really losing it. Matter of fact, I have more, and I have it because I'm starting to do a lot of water type aerobics. And my water type aerobics are a little bit unique. It's not the kind of stuff you do with the ladies in the local pool. It's stuff where you really get in there and you do stuff that's really like lifting weights, but it's much more gentle and easy on your body. So let's go to a pool. I'm going to show you what kind of things I do, and maybe it'll be something to help you too. I think this is something that any person of any weight, I think if you weighed 500 pounds, you could get in a pool, and it's the great equalizer is water. You know, everybody weighs zero when you get into water. I like doing mine with a snorkel, and there's reasons why you'll see when you see the exercises. Now what I like to do is like to get upright in the water, and right now what I'm starting to do is a bicep workout. You can see I'm trying to do ups and downs when I put the mitts, the hands palm down. When I go down, I thrust them down as hard as I can, and I thrust them back up with the palm up. Same kind of thing here. I just run in place as I do it. And so I'm trying to do biceps, triceps, and now I'm trying to get my hip flexors. It actually does a lot of torso work. I'm turning sideways so you can see what happens here. A lot of leg and hip flexors and stuff. You can see I've got a lot of weight still to lose, but I've come a long way. And this is an awesome workout for your biceps and triceps. Now, people would ask, why are you doing the snorkel? Why do you even wear it? Well, you'll see some of the movements that I do are just much easier when you don't have to worry about trying to keep your head out of the water, and you can do a much fuller range of motion when you're not trying to fight to keep your head out of the water. Particularly when it comes to doing some of the shoulder and chest things. Now here I'm doing chest. I'm doing like flies like you would on a pec deck, and what I'm doing is once I bring my hands together, it really puts a big stress on those muscles, those pec muscles. I'm also working the rear deltoid. It's really hard, and you can really feel that as you go back, so you get a lot of really good back action there. And once again, you can see I get a really full range of motion. My head does go down into the water when I make this movement. I think I can get a whole lot fuller movement than I can when I'm trying to fight to keep my head above the water. And the flippers now, the frog flippers, really give you a lot of resistance for your legs. And you see here, I'm trying to bring my knees up to my chest as I do this. So what I'm doing, that's chest, that's rear deltoids, and I'm also doing almost like a crunch in the water. That lady's come over there, I guess, to talk to me, and I'm not paying any attention to her. I'm kind of oblivious. Okay, now I'm doing like deltoid, like side raises like you would with a dumbbell to do your deltoids. As you come back down, you get a big time pull on the lower chest muscles. So you can see I'm pulling a lot of air down there, but that is really tough. It's good for your deltoids, and it's good for the lower sections of your chest. I love this exercise here. Okay, this is a really tough physical exercise that really brings your heart rate up. I'm just trying to pretend like I'm trying to smack somebody, like I'm trying to smack somebody right in the face. It's like roundhouse punches, and I'm running as I'm doing it. It's sort of like you imagine yourself as like a Marvel character. I'm trying to do uppercuts more now, see? Now what this does, this gets your chest in a lot of different angles. It gets a lot of your torso twisting. It gets your legs, it gets your back muscles. I turn sideways just so you can see how it looks. It's like just running big time in the water. It's biceps, it's chest, it's shoulders. This is an awesome exercise, and I mean it really gets your heart rate up. Okay, this movement I'm doing here is like I'm trying to push down in the water, and I'm going in like a figure eight sort of with my hands. I'm just trying to really try to push myself up out of the water. And what you're doing here, you're getting a whole lot of your arms from different angles. You're getting your shoulders, and the fact I'm bringing my knees up, I'm almost like in a rocking horse position. That really gets a lot of the abs. So it's almost like doing a crunch. This is an awesome, once again, a kind of a hard, strenuous exercise to do this. I'm just trying my best to push myself down. See, I'm also getting almost like a knee kick, a leg extension. Really gets sort of a lot of the back of my legs and my quads. Again, I'm shooting with a GoPro Hero 3 here, which does a great job underwater. Now this is just like trying to push the water away from me. This is like doing a dumbbell, I guess like doing a press, like I'm doing a dumbbell press. I'm pushing the water as hard as I can away. Now I'm doing it with two hands. Now, I used to push myself off the side of the pool to try to get this motion, just swim up to the pool and push myself away from the pool as hard as I can off the wall. But then I started realizing, man, you can go a lot faster and you can get a really hard work on your chest just by pushing water away from you. You'd be surprised. Do this about 100 times and your chest will really be feeling it. This is just like a press. I bring my knees up also as I do this, and once again that kind of gives me some more ab work. I get a lot of ab work as I do this. You see, I'm just pushing myself away from the camera with the water. Okay, now I'm just doing a giant run. My wife calls this the Cro-Magnon. She says I look like a Cro-Magnon man. But this is really just a big extension. You stretch yourself out and you try to do like you're running as hard as you can in the water. It's hard to do with those flippers. You can imagine the resistance I'm getting there in the water as I do that. A little bit about the gear I'm using. I got those gloves from Dick's Sporting Goods. They're about, I don't know, 14, 15 bucks. The flippers I found off of Amazon, and they're not real expensive either. They were probably maybe 26 bucks or something like that. But they're very good. They were high rated, 4.5 stars. And then that is actually a Speedo snorkel and mask. I think it was together maybe $45 or something like that. And it's really good quality. I also got it at Dick's. Once again, just trying to crunch myself up. These are sort of like crunches. And believe me, you feel that in the abdomen. It's also, once again, like doing a leg curl and a knee, a leg extension. Now this is a kind of extended movement what we had a while ago. This is like doing a pec deck fly, but look, you're going all the way through. You're getting even more pull on your chest by going all the way through like that. Like you're going to hug a bear or something, but you miss it. That's what I'm trying to do, is pull those muscles all the way through as far as they'll reach. This is all chest again, and rear deltoids, upper back traps. I can't explain to you how that feels too. That's a really tough one. Once again, a little more running in the water. As you can see, it's always hands up. I'm coming up to do the biceps, hands palm down as I come down that for the triceps. A lot of these exercises, almost all of them really work a lot of your kind of peripheral torso muscles. People call them your core muscles now. We didn't have a core back in the day. We just had your regular old torso muscles, your the muscles in your side and in the various parts of your rib cage. Once again, some more chest, different angle. And some more side raises. I'm trying to lean back a bit more in the water now. Provide a little more resistance for myself. A little better angle for doing the exercise. Trying to run as hard as I can in the water, like running in place. But you actually end up moving a lot. And this is tough. Now, with your feet, regular old feet, no flippers, not hard to do at all. All this is dependent on having a set of flippers on your feet and having the webs on your hands. You just can't really get the full muscle work without the flippers and the mitts on your hands. Okay, this one is more like doing a incline fly. That's what I'm trying to do. I lean forward in the water, and I try to do, it's a lot of shoulders and upper chest. This is like doing an incline. I've been doing this workout for quite a while, about maybe 4 months, really hard. Here I am just doing my typical American crawl. Once again, I do this probably about 4 or 5 times down and back. I do breaststrokes. And then I do various just forms of kicking to get down and back, and that gets a lot of my back muscles and the other muscles that are just used in standard swim strokes. When you swim and you look at what you do when you swim, you really get a lot of back muscles. You get a little bit of legs, but that's just you get mostly back. I would think some shoulders, a little bit of arms, but you just don't get biceps. You don't get chest very much at all. You don't get really a whole lot of abdominal work. So that's what I'm trying to do is try to, by doing this exercise, get a whole lot more muscle groups involved. I always start my workouts with about probably, between 12 and 15, 16 laps down and back, various different kinds of strokes. Right now I'm doing no stroke, just kicks, and this really gets me good and loosened up before the workout. You need to realize really how much harder swimming is when you got these mitts and things on your hand. It really becomes a lot harder. You go faster in the water, but you really put a lot more stress on your muscles. This again, it's almost like a crunch. This is like a crunch, and you're trying your best to push down in the water as you go back and forth, as you kind of go around it. Great work for your shoulders, great work for your biceps, your triceps, and your chest, and big time on those core muscles. Pulling the legs up and down, this is just like doing a crunch. It really gets your abs a lot. And if you go real small with it, it even gets more intense there. So I'm going little small circular motions there now, but circular motions with your hands back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You can see what it's doing to my biceps and triceps there. Here's this big time chest thrust. Just lean into it. This is like doing an incline fly. Incline fly. Just try to smack your hands together there as you come forward. You can hear the water I'm generating. It's really moving the camera around. I got the camera hanging from a dumbbell. It's mounted to a dumbbell and tied to a string or a little rope hanging from the side of the pool. A little more ab work. It's awesome to just relax in the water a little bit after you do this. So this is just maybe sort of really about half of the workout that I do. It's most of the movements I do, I just usually do them a lot longer. I didn't know how long the camera would last doing this. Hopefully this helps. This is for, again, athletes. That's what I'm trying to do. Athletes that don't necessarily want to lift weights and want to be a little more easy on your muscles, but still get a really hard workout and keep your muscles toned. Here I am doing more chest pushes. Okay, now this, I'm pushing, I'm kind of swimming forward as hard as I can, but I'm pushing against the water. This does your delts, like you're doing an overhead press. This is very much like doing a dumbbell presses over your head.